All right, so here with Erica Shepard. We've been working with Erica since January, right?
Yeah.
Yep. We got started. Obviously, great junior, great college career at Duke. Trying to transition to get ready for playing pro. Kind of wasn't happy with where you were, how you were playing, and took her into your place a few days ago because I felt like the golf swing had gotten a lot better. We'd seen some for sure improvements, but we'd gotten to the point where there was some stuff out of the top where I just didn't like the way it would look coming into the ball.
Yep.
And it's slow speeds and hitting partial shots. I could get Erica to do it. As soon as we added speed, where she got a couple days away from hanging out around me, it got worse. So I knew there had to be something in there physically. And so that kind of brought us to where we went to your place. So I just thought today we'd kind of rehash that and do more of that because it looks getting ready for an LPGA event, or first LPGA event as a professional. So let's just kind of start there. And
Love it.
Yep, let's see it. You're going to stand all the way on the mat there.
Got it.
I'll back this up here. There we go.
Pretty good there.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you next week.
It's still working.
I'm going to film one of these so we can look at it, E.
Okay.
That's good. That's really good.
It's going to take a minute to load. I forgot to turn off the launch monitor. It's better than it was the other day, isn't it? It feels
That's
different.
really good. Because what we found in the gym when you came, right? Like we can tell the transition from the downswing, right? You had trouble clearing,
Yeah.
like feeling like you're completing your swing. So we realized there was some hip mobility issues in there. So once we did those activations to get the glutes working, it started opening up that hip and allowed you to clear a lot better. But what it also did was it allowed you to be able to get deeper into your right side too.
Yeah, like she's way
left
deeper into her left side there than she was when we first started here, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Back in January. She had so much, when we first started, she had so much hip slide that way,
Yeah.
and then her upper body tilted back, and then the one thing that Erica always, like, even when she's playing good and sends a video, it's always like, do you like the way it looks at the top,
Yeah.
or I hate the way it looks, because she has all that runoff and that bounce,
Well,
and I don't
and
like that bounce of the shaft.
And it's cause and effect too. So we realized, like when we started doing the work, that the lower half is what was controlling the top half. And once we made that connection and understood about internal hip mobility and loading and unloading, like it was able to clean it up pretty quickly. Like the results came pretty fast.
I thought you said something great too the other day. We were talking about if she can learn to control the pelvis,
Oh yeah.
then she can control the top part.
Yep.
And that's what I had always felt like out of the top. Felt like I could get her loaded really nice going out of the top, but unless we slowed it way down, we couldn't get that separation. And more importantly, like you see how there's still a little bit of it here, but see how it gets a little bit bunched up?
Yeah.
And like that's significantly better there.
Yeah.
And
that's
she's
just
able to
structure.
rotate her trunk through some
Yeah.
now, but she had a really difficult time. I had a difficult time getting her rib cage and her trunk to
Yeah.
rotate.
So that's just structure more than anything. Like if we can stabilize, it goes back to what we said before. If we can stabilize and control the pelvis, it controls the spine. So the more stability and strength that we can create below the belt, then above the belt is going to have more mobility, because that's what you see when you get here and you have trouble getting through into this side here. Like this stops, and that's when she hated in the backswing was the lift.
Yes.
So when she stopped loading into her trail leg, that's when she would have the lift at the top.
I thought that's when we did the band around the knees. Probably be great to have her do it now.
Yep.
awfully quiet back
So it's the
there,
same thing we
Jackson.
were
You
doing the
ready?
other day, right? You want to feel that tension at address.
This is great because she can practice this on her own, right?
And it's a glute activator. It's complete activation in the lower half. And then when she starts to activate the lower half, then she
Right.
can start to use the ground better. There you go. That's good there.
One more of those.
Yep.
So look at this. Like you can see a difference in it. I think it helps already clean up some
Yeah.
of the top.
And then I'll give her something for
And
thoracic.
the hips deeper back. It over.
So what I'll do next for her thoracic spine is I'll give her a modality, some mobility, an exercise, and then I'll give her actually more of a dynamic of a strength building exercise next. So we'll do 2 exercises where she can feel that thoracic spine rotate through the shot.
And the other thing is in doing this, and I'm assuming it has to do with what's activated, but with her knees pushing out, like she's got more space. See how the legs haven't shot in together as much? She's for sure got more support going through it.
Well, you can see when the legs go apart with the band, you're going to use the ground better. It's
Right.
almost like a squatting position where you're using the ground. And it
And
works.
then look at the difference there, like how the left hip's starting to come through more, left shoulders,
That's good.
right? And what I always talk about here, again, is I like that and that and that all moving together at the
Yeah.
same rate. Like when you start seeing that club head going faster than you see your hands and your chest, that's when in a tournament you're going to hit a squirrely one that you don't like. Probably for you is the low right shot that you hate, right? Man, that's crazy different.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind how much that band, like, you clean up the top, you clean up where the arms are, because we've been trying for a few months. She played really nice, I thought, at Anwa. And one of the thoughts was just keeping the left elbow more in front of her rib cage going back, which kind of forced her to turn back and help shorten it up. But it was kind of fleeting. You know, it would go away.
Yeah.
Like, and she would lose the feeling. She'd say, I'm trying this, but, right? I mean, wouldn't you
Yeah.
basically?
I feel like it's hard to think about arm position at top, but like this just forces it to be good. So
Right.
Yeah.
I like
Just
this.
take the guesswork out.
This better.
Yeah, because she could do rehearsals all day long with the elbow in the right spot, and then you add the speed and it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But the band helped it.
So let's give you a thoracic spine exercise.
Okay.
So I'm just going to get you coming right here.
Probably gonna get to take that home with you to practice.
I ordered some.
I'm going to get
Did
this
you
leg.
really?
Yeah.
Good
Put this
girl.
leg just like this.
Okay.
Everybody just
And
steals
from
mine.
here, I want you to open up and rotate.
Okay.
So I'll set it. Yep. Put that knee against there. So load more here.
Okay.
Arms out in front. And then from there, just rotate and follow it with your eyes. Yep, just like that. 1, and come back to here. Again. 2. Good. So what we're doing is we're stabilizing the lower half, and then we're increasing her range of motion for the top half.
Which is what we're trying to do in the backswing.
Correct. So when you say you don't like that bunchy, like she's
Yeah.
not getting all the way through, this is going to allow her to get more mobility, to be able to eliminate that miss.
Well, to me too, like this without a
Yep.
club is teaching her the same movement you're
Yeah.
trying to do
Yeah,
in a
it's
golf
just
swing,
training
right?
patterns.
Which she wants to be stable here and wind her chest and hips.
Correct. Right there. Then we load deeper into the glute. Down, down, down. Good. Arms out in front.
And so this would
So
be
you
for
can
rotate
see
through,
the
right?
difference between her turning from her right to left, just in here. Like you can tell, like she's literally has 20 more degrees range of motion going
Back.
left.
Yeah.
So going right, so that tells us again what's going on in the backswing. Why the backswing was such an issue for her in the past is because we have to eliminate that and increase that range of motion to get better. And you can feel the difference between going right and left,
Yeah.
right?
Well, the other thing too is like she has that knee issue,
Good. Perfect.
right? And how she had said the knee was hurting.
Yeah.
And then the whole deal with, if the glute's not working, that what you were saying the other day
Correct.
about the knee and how she didn't really hurt
Yeah.
using the knee.
But we always say, like, if the glutes aren't working or not functioning correctly, it's going to destabilize the knee, so the knee won't be stable. But it also affects hip mobility, which in turn affects thoracic mobility, because that lumbar is not going to be stable.
Well, and you like in her instance, so I'd watch a video and she would get like this coming out of
Yeah.
right into it.
Yeah.
So I would tell her she needed to try to keep her foot on the
Right.
ground and post,
Yeah.
which would clean it up to make it look good at slow
Correct.
speed on video. But then, her knee would start hurting,
Yeah.
or
Well-
we really just main thing is we couldn't maintain it
Correct.
more than a few, right? But
Yeah.
then this gets her to post up the right way.
So let's try to hit one now. Let's see how that looks. Just want to feel that left side go all the way through.
I think she hadn't missed a shot yet.
And that's always good. Camera ready.
Carry 154, that about right?
Yeah. A little short.
We'll get that back up there. Calm down. There's no way that was short.
That's good there.
What's the feel there, E?
Kind of all day I've been thinking about, I know we talked about in there, like how hip can be 45 and then chest double that. So that kind of forces me to think about chest
That's right.
going, which is hard to trust because then I think that my arms are going to get all whack, but they aren't.
Yep.
So-
It cleans it
It's
up.
actually the more you turn the chest,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it all comes. Like if the hips turn 45, then the shoulders can turn 90 easy.
Yeah.
Here's
You're
the,
not coming way out this way, standing up, losing your posture. You're able to stay loaded and then unload on that same plane.
here's what's funny is like, it's important to listen to your students and how they'll tell you stuff. And we were talking after you walked out the other day, and she said, I'd been trying to not turn my chest much because I was afraid the arms were going to get too far behind me. So she was
Yeah.
doing the opposite of what you really needed
Yeah.
to do. Well, hell no, that's no wonder.
Yeah,
you're
and that's
not
usually
getting better.
what happens. You can go down a different path pretty quickly, just trying to figure it out.
Right.
So what we try to do is, what's so great about doing this work together is we can identify the problem, the issue, and we can attack it at that moment and come up with a real solution instead of a Band-Aid.
She's good.
Love it.
What's that feel like, E?
Just that on the back and then just going after it with like my chest.
Easy.
Yeah. Like
Easy
kind of
going.
like the band. Like the band would be hitting the ball
Yep.
at impact.
Oh, hit another one.
Okay.
Money. I love that.
See, I do too. I like how much those arms are in front of her body.
Mm-hmm.
This was, or even the earlier one today was better than we used to be.
Yep.
But she's for sure deeper into there.
Love it. I'm using the ground.
It's like that where to me is it's way different. There's no shooting into your toes.
Yeah, that's good.
Club face more stable.
She stays on her spine angle longer.
Yeah, look how much more your trunk, her rib cage keeps rotating through. Yeah,
Good work.
good work.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I'm just a big believer if she can learn to keep getting that stable, that'll fix the top for her.
Yep.
And then if she can just from there keep focusing on using the ground to drive her rib cage through like that, that's all she needs to learn to do.
The sequence
And then
is
if
perfect.
Jackson does a decent job with your short game, we'll be all right.
He's doing pretty good.
All right, hit one or two more for us. Is there any other exercise, Kolby, she should do at home or before she plays that might help get her that
No, it's
feeling?
just like we said, like for her, I want her to travel with a band.
Yeah.
And like it's just part of her pre-round. Like when we think about getting ready to play a tournament, she wants to make sure everything's activated before you go out there. So the band's going to be huge, and all the rotary stuff that we taught her in the gym, all the loading principles, just train those patterns, and it'll take care of itself.
Miss hit a fraction, but not bad. Didn't like that one?
Has a scuff on it.
Oh,
So then if they're hanging left, then she's just got to rotate her trunk through
yeah,
more.
it's the same thing. So she knows now. Now she'll know out there what she needs to do.
Yeah. Can you feel it when it gets a little off if what you're not doing?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Like that one, I kind of felt it go to the outside
Right.
here, so I just stopped.
Yep.
Like I stalled.
So when you feel that shot, it goes back to the gym where you had the band and you loaded deep and you stayed connected.
Yeah.
Like that.
That might have been off the bottom, but that was great going through. One more. That was good there.
Nice.